Welcome back, guys, to another SEA Games group stage game. And we are back in the NUKS versus Ranger ZVP matchup. So first things first here on Triton. Let's introduce our players here on the top left on the blue Zerg. We got Santos, aka Philippines' own NUKS. You can already see the hatchery trying to stay alive, trying to stay warm in the cold of Triton, to say the least. But his opponent on the bottom right, it seems like Techwear. We got a little bit of that Uniqlo coolwear fashion. It's gonna be Kun on that red Protoss Ranger reporting in yet again. So in the previous game on Eternal Empire, it was a little iffy there from Ranger. Decided to go for the Sky Toss build, and well done to NUKS, scouting it out properly pressuring on the third base, really choking out those resources, and those missed micros from Ranger really costing him those Phoenixes, not really panning out in the end. But now we are back on Triton. Let's see if we can get some more macro games going, as NUKS really is a player that focuses on getting as many bases as possible, getting as big as the economy, and trying to keep egg cycles at maximum. I've noticed though from NUKS, he hasn't really been going into higher tiers of tech, so maybe we'll see more on that in this series. But I digress, hatchery first here and now. And at the same time, we already see Ranger being pesky into that mineral line. He's making sure that that probe is not getting any minerals whatsoever. It does mess up with those drones painting. You can already see, look at that. He transferred from here to here and back into that one. It's a little bit of a few seconds, and every second it constitutes into a minute when it accumulates. So overall, these small things that Ranger is doing is a little stats-ish, but more or less, at least if he has the APM and it doesn't hamper his game, he is going to be able to, work out and get some dividends from that one. Anyway, in the meantime, we are going to see our standard PVZ wall, natural, going to get that pylon into the gateway cybernetics, pretty much the piece of a pod, together forever, warp gate recharge, chrono boost, all you want to get on out. The adept is chrono boosted out as well. No warp gate research, yes, interesting enough. Kun trying to figure out what kind of timing he's gonna go for, what kind of building, and here we go with the Stargate. It's gonna be in behind, gonna be more or less into the main base in this situation. Pylon though gonna be powering it pretty well into the second base. We go Overlord, gonna be able to see a little bit of that one. Back to the cliff he goes. And this Overlord, there's always one part of the map, guys, that it doesn't, I still don't understand. Why can't people just look up and see the balloon floating in the first place? But here on Triton, it's a pretty big map to try and transition. Adept though being sent on out, and we do see NUKS safely going for a third base. He will want the creep spread just a little bit. Adept knocking on the Queen's doorstep. It seems like she doesn't want any Girl Scout cookies for the time being. But the real question is, what is Kun going to be going for? Can Ranger actually get some pick-off value with the Oracles or the Phoenixes? He is going to go straight into the Oracle, probably going to be one or two of them. And this is going to be a situation where Ranger is looking for the advantage in terms of looking for bases that are unprotected. Like this one, the third base will have no creep as of yet. If there are going to be drones caught in mid-transition, it's going to be an easy one there. And then a little bit of revenge from Eternal Empire last time. But Metabolic Boost is out. Still good high ground here for Ranger. And this is the thing about Triton. Oh, the Adepts though. Going to be teleporting into behind of the natural already. Looking to get into the main as well. Can the Zerglings get the kill in time? One goes down, gets surrounded. Here's the second one. And it just stands still and takes its demise. As I was saying, Triton is actually a pretty even map for many races. Like, sure, it has a little bit of a skew in terms of Zerg because of that last patch. But more or less, especially in this day and age, it does have that factor. With the ramps, it's a lot easier to stay up on top, to be able to have the vantage points, especially against Zerg. But Protoss can take advantage of. No more Nidoswarm shenanigans anyway. It still happens, but it isn't as bad as it used to. Anyway, Spore Crawler is out and about. Seems like NUKS has already scouted out this upcoming jet plane attack. Phoenix, though, dealing with the Overlord, would have seen this Oracle already with one kill. But eventually, oh, it's going to be an attack onto the wall. The Zerglings trying to get the nibble and the chew. Cybernetic score quite low already. Adept starting to get that damage done. Microwing that macro, though. It seems like Ranger is looking to plug that leak. Make sure no water does come off the other side. But it's a lot of Zerglings trying to knock on Heaven's doorstep yet again. Can the Adept stay alive? Psionic Transfer to get in behind. Will this survive? 6 HP. And the Focus Fire changes onto the Cyber Core instead. Will it go down? 14 HP. The Psionic Transfer actually hurting Kun there. And in the end, the Zerg are gonna be able to get on the inside. Still though, in terms of units, not much here for either end. In the meantime though, income-wise, oh, that's Pylon, I mean that Probe rather, getting hampered along the way. We did see an upgrade finish on up there for NUKS. At the same time though, Charge Slot's gonna be in the cards here for Ranger. So it seems like we are getting the transition from Stargate back to ground. Now going for Stargate first, especially in a Zerg matchup, really helps you out and keeping the pressure on, dealing with overlords, forcing anti-air, and it's the little things. It slows you down, sure, but it slows them down too. You can go straight for the ground, but expect a big army in return as well. Anyway, the Phoenix looking for a few more kills here and there. And this is Ranger trying to find opportunities, make him waste some eggs while he's producing higher tiers of tech. And speaking of tech, Templar Archives looking to come online in this scenario. Warp Prism gonna be warped in at the same time. And slowly but surely, a Ranger looking to build on up, looking to make more and more. It seems like there is a fight here onto the main base, but that Transfusion keeping that Overlord alive, probably the Phoenix, looking for the bully, and it does go down instead. At the same time, Oversteer on that natural, trying to pay attention, looking to see what's here. Changeling now in the middle of everything. That Zealot. That Zealot looks a little funky, guys. Doesn't look as shiny as the others. It looks a little gray. Is it alright? That's the real question. This third base though being hampered. Still though the probe does its job. You will see a little bit of that sacrifice as NUKS really bending in with the crowd to say the least. Anyway though, it's time to go for another attack onto the natural. Oracle's looking to get online, looking to get in position. Some good micro might keep Kun in a good spot here and now, looking for the vaporization. And that extractor not looking safe at any point in time. Revelation though is popped already. And overall, we'll be able to see what is going on in this scenario. Will we see more Oracle attacks though? That's the real question. As 2 drones did go down. Will it be enough Archons now coming online? And the Oracle gonna be transitioning from a DPS role to a support instead. Still though, in behind we are getting more Immortals. Big Roach arm push coming here soon. Coming out of the eggs already. But oh, interesting enough, that's good timing there from Ranger. Waiting for the Roaches to come on the outset. Rally point is there. And will this be a lure here into the Stasis Ward as the Archons are pushing the drones and the Queens, trying to get them to that side. And there we go, that's the pop. It's time for the Archons to have a field day. Never mind, looking to get on out instead. But this does slow the mineral line already. In the flip side though, the Roaches trying to go for that third base. Here we go with the recall. 2 Archons gonna be a big help in the front. They're massive, they're psionic, and they pack a punch with a lot of shields along the way. Immortal though might be focus fire. Good micro to save that one. And Ranger really showing that he has one of the best warp percent micros in the whole regions. Big shout outs there to Wonder Trip for that little bit tidbits. But NUKS forced the back on that. But damn! Ranger, man. Ranger showing off there, picking up, dropping off all the time, every time, keeping that Immortal alive. That was a really good prioritization there from NUKS already. He went for the surround, almost got that takedown, but just wasn't gonna happen. Ravagers instead gonna get morphed in. And it's time for the onslaught to continue. The Zerg's farm, unrelenting. At the same time, we are gonna get rolling bailing soon here for NUKS. On the flip side though, Mark Archon's being warped in. Does he have Psystorm? That's the real question. Will he be able to use it later on? It seems like it's all gonna be the Archon so far. We do see the Oracle trying to help on out with the Pulsar Beam. Still though, Roaches and Ravagers not really in their element in this situation. And the Warp Prism Micro really helping out those Archons to get closer to... Oh, the Overseer. Overseer goes down. So in behind this, NUKS is realizing, okay, I need to be a little more ahead in this situation. Gonna go for 4 base. Creeps Red is a must. He's trying to get a heftier economy than his opponent so he can keep more cycles going. Still though, Roaches being replenished, he is on Lair Tech. And you can really see that he is maximizing his resources all throughout. He's always low on resources as much as possible, trying not to float onto anything, looking to be as efficient as possible. Interesting enough though, gonna get a double melee and range weaponry upgrades. So basically, more damage here, more attack upgrades for our Zerg. Still though, I feel like, in my perspective, Carapace is usually a good thing to add on over one of them, because you're usually going to be focusing on either melee or range anyway, and then you get what, flyer or whatever. If you're going to go range, might as well stay on the range, get some Carapace. This does allow more survivability, but I digress, you know. I digress. It really is going to be a killer instinct perhaps here from Santos. Will it be enough as 9 drones actually went down here on on the left hand side. Yeah, this was the Archon drop being so pesky. Now it's time for the War Prism to decide to fly on away. Never mind. Oh, the Archons playing with fire here. The Queen almost getting some good damage onto that War Prism. And with all of these shenanigans, we are looking for a fourth base here and now. Zealot, though, gonna be on patrol, look to find any kind of weakness, any kinds of people along the way. And that other Zealot, he was on Salnaga Tower duty. Seems like he will be back called to his ancestry. As now the Roaches and Ravagers looking to get in position. They want to get this fourth base pylon though being set on up, but Kun doesn't really have any kind of reinforcement cycles waiting at the wing. Still though, here comes the main force. Vile landing onto the Nexus, gonna be burning it down already. It's still gonna be enough. War Prism looking to get in the way. And will this be an attack from behind? Seems like it's the case. The Archon being microed here by the War Prism. Pick him up and drop him off. And honestly, this is so pesky here from Kun Ranger, getting so much value with the War Prism. We're following this adventure, and the sky high here, and now War Prism cycle instead, keeping that Archon just encaged in behind. And here comes the charge lots, trying to go as close as possible. And they do realize, oh, there's some creep up here. You're gonna check out that top right. And there's gonna be a little bit of a choking action here. The noose getting tighter and tighter onto NUKS. Banelings though, a last-ditch effort, but the Archon in the way! The charge lots getting in the way as well, sacrificing their lives to Ire. And this is Ranger in a proper spot on this third base. Archon's in front, Raptors falling down, Queens are pulled, and the GG is called. Ranger getting one back, and we are gonna go into map number 3. Always good to see even matchups, and this time Ranger showing his worth, showing his stuff. Sky Toss, not the best. Warp Prism, absolute G.